We discussed question 3 for A-level mathematics paper 1 for May and June of the year 2020. For question 3, each year the selling price of a diamond necklace increases by 5% of the price the year before. So the price increase year by year is at a 5%. The selling price in the year 2000 was 36,000. So we are looking at the year 2000. In year 2000, the selling price was 36,000. And the price increases by 5% of the price the year before. So in year 2001, the price of the necklace would be 36,000 times 1.05. That will give you a 5% increase. And in year 2002, you have 1.05 multiplied by the price for year 2001. So in year 2002, the price of the necklace would be 36,000 times 1.05 to the 2. And in year 2003, the price increases by 5% of the price in year 2002. So you have 36,000 times 1.05 to the 3, and so on and so forth. Part A, you are to write down an expression for the selling price of the necklace n years later. So 1 year later, the price is 36,000 times 1.05. 2 years later, you have 36,000 times 1.05 to the 2. And 3 years later, you have 36,000 times 1.05 to the 3. Then you can conclude that n years later, the price n years later would be 36,000 times 1.05 to the n, because 3 years later you raise it to the 3, 2 years later 1.05 is raised to the 2, then n years later 1.05 must be raised to the n. That gives the selling price for the necklace n years later. And find the selling price in 2008. 2008 would be 8 years later. So in 2008, n is 8, and the selling price 8 years later is 36,000 times 1.05 to the 8. That should give you a value of $53,188.40. For part B, the company that makes the necklace only sells one each year. Find the total amount of money obtained in the 10-year period, starting in the year 2000. So starting in the year 2000, the selling price is 36,000. And then 1 year later, the selling price of the necklace would be 36,000 times 1.05. 2 years later, the selling price is 36,000 times 1.05 to the 2. And you want to find the total amount of money obtained in the 10-year period. So in the 10-year period, the amount that you sell, the price of the necklace would be 36,001.05 to the 10. This is actually the sum of the geometric progression. So this is actually a geometric series. Now, S sub n, the sum of a geometric series, this is given by A, R to the n minus 1 over R minus 1. And in this case here, A is 36,000, and the common ratio R is 1.05. 10 years later, n must be 10. So S sub 10 here, the total amount of money obtained, this is 36,000. Then you have 1.05 to the 10 minus 1 all over 1.05 minus 1. And that gives $452,804.13. Question 4. You're given a diagram of the function f(x), where f(x) is a cosine function for x in between 0 and pi. Part A, you are asked to state the range of f. So if you look at the function f(x) here, that is 3 over 2 cosine 2x plus 1/2. That 1/2 actually gives you the sinusoidal axis. So you have y equals to 1/2 here, which gives you the sinusoidal axis. And let's say you have the line y equals 1/2 here. Now this line y equals 1/2 divides the graph vertically into two equal parts. 3 over 2, that is the amplitude of the function. So the amplitude of the function is the distance between the sinusoidal axis and the maximum. So that distance here has a value, amplitude of 3 over 2. And similarly, the distance between the sinusoidal axis and the minimum, that is also, this distance is also given by 3 over 2. So if you look at this graph here, you have a minimum value and a maximum value, which gives you the range of the function. So the minimum value is 3 over 2 below 1/2. Then this minimum would be 1/2 minus 3 over 2, and that is -1. So this is -1. And the maximum is 3 over 2 units above 1/2. So that is 1/2 plus 3 over 2, and that has a value of 2. From here, we can say that the range of the function is from -1 to 2, and you can write this as f(x) in between -1 and 2. That gives you the range of the function. The second part of the question, you have a function g, where g of x is f(x) plus k. f(x) plus k means you are translating the graph f(x) vertically k units. G of x is a new function. Now you are translating it vertically such that the x-axis is a tangent to the curve y equals gx. So the new graph gx has the x-axis as the tangent. Now if you look at the original graph, you will see that the minimum point has y equals -1 as the tangent. So in order to translate this graph so that the x-axis is tangent that minimum point here must move to the x-axis. So the new graph that you will have must have a minimum point on the x-axis. From -1, y equals -1, you move to the x-axis, meaning that you are translating the graph of fx 1 unit upwards. Then for this case here, when you're translating 1 unit upwards, k must be 1. And then and you're asked to describe fully the transformation that maps fx onto gx. That would be translation by 1 unit upwards. For part C, state the equation of the curve, which is the reflection of y equals fx in the x-axis. And then give your answer in this form. Now, when you reflect the graph of y equals fx in the x-axis, the image equation y would be given by the negative of fx. So that gives you a reflection in the x-axis. And you have negative of fx. Fx is 3/2 cos 2x plus 1/2. Distribute the negative and you have negative 3/2 cos 2x minus 1/2. Then in that case, you can see that the constant A is negative 3/2 and the constant B is negative 1/2.